You could speak up a little louder.
Yeah, I had to give her advice on the on how to perform her role, what they should look for, how they should price the products, what they should
Yeah.
want, and she got to see it firsthand that they were pricing their products too, and I told her about that, and she got to see how it crumbled firsthand. So she listened to what I had to say. She was overruled when she tried to make the input, and they get to see how they didn't sell much products. So they getting their businesses from a young age. They're into the business.
So, so we have it the same question for Kieran. But before we go to Kieran, let me just, because we have Joan standing by. I want to go back to you, Mr. Jason. I remember you said that you have some sweet tooth business that you. Oh, yes. You said you have a sweet tooth business, and it's not on the ground as yet. But I caution
Right.
you that I am diabetic, and your sweet tooth company is just gonna make me become a delinquent.
Yes, I
So tell
remember that.
that company before we bring Joan on.
Well, that company was actually birthed from a school project when I was doing my associate's degree in business management at Costa. It was a group project. When we got together, we said, well, who have ideas for the business? Everybody had an idea. I have a member of my batch who has an ice cream factory in St. James. And based on that, I decided to go with a product that's readily available more or less because of my link to him. And we started doing that business project. Um, I don't know if any member of that group are on the live now, but I had the majority of input was from me. But and all the group project was good. We had somebody who was into graphic design who created the logo. And I asked him, I say, hey, I'm actually looking at this project now to go into actual business. And he said, yeah, you can go ahead with that logo. So that business was created in a group project in school. So that's where I came from. My son religiously a couple of times a year asks me when we going and start, when we doing this. But a lot of times it is sidetrack. I'm in a group now, Black Owned Businesses of Trinidad, Black Owned Businesses TT. I'm a part of that group now, and seeing the road they are taking, it's actually pushing me now to do the tweaking to that business plan to get it off the ground. So I just want to give kudos to that group, Black Owned
Is
Businesses
what
TT.
black owned business?
Black Owned Businesses TT.
TT.
It's a WhatsApp group. They're on Facebook as well. They're doing a lot of good stuff, a lot of encouragement for development of black businesses. So they are actually giving me the impetus now to go forward with that business.
So you see, you see how many things you have ventured into because you just have the will to do something instead of sitting back and watching things being done around you. That's awesome. I love that of you, and I wish you success. We're gonna get back to you later, but I just wanted was to give Mr. Kiran the same privilege to answer just what I asked you.
Okay. Um. Well, with the business aspect, and my children, well, this the small still. One is 5 and one is 3. But I am amazed at these little children because all these little children that growing up now, they're growing up so fast. They're understanding things so fast that I have to now sit down and see how it is I could implement showing them how to save money and thing at this small age. Right? And I take the advice of Mr. Allen and Mr. Diaz just now, and I'm going to put that to my children because they're growing so fast. I saying at 3 years old, they wouldn't do this and they wouldn't that. What I did at 10 years old, they are doing at this age, 3 and 5. So I really had to sit down and show them you know, how to save money and stuff and how to, but I do try and implement certain things. Like if the not every day they could get ice cream, not every day the ice cream man pass, they could get ice cream. I do implement that, so I think I'm going good there, right? You know, the girl is more very, she's more active and getting more mature and asking a lot of questions that I wasn't expecting to be asked, right? So I really have to sit down and put something in place. But my wife is more the person who will sit down and go and read up more books and things. But I do it as well, right? And figure out how we could talk to her and, you know, put things in place because these children, they have, they're just growing so fast, they're understanding so fast because sometimes my daughter come in the designing room and she said, Daddy, could I cut this cloth? Could I cut this cloth? And she constantly keep asking me. And I was thinking to myself, it's dangerous to hand a child a scissors to cut out something. And I say, you know what? The cutting thing in school with paper, with paper. So I give her the scissors to cut. I was amazed to see this little girl cut this cloth and cut it good. So I was telling my wife, I see these children different, you know, these children. I don't understand. I take so much years to learn to cut cloth and look, this girl just come in one shot and just cutting this cloth. So I take in the advice of Mr. Diaz and Mr. Allen, and I'm going to sit down and talk to the two of them and tell them about money. Because my daughter, everything for she is $100. Everything is $100. How much just cost, Daddy? That costs $100. So yeah, so I just sit down there just now and take that advice and really going to implement it to them because these children really moving fast. They're understanding things very fast and they're just surprising me every day. Yeah, so that is my input I can put into that.
Yes, well, you see, each one teach one. That's why the questions are asked in a rotational form, that each one get a chance to give their views to those who, so you may not get everything to answer to, but you learn something from the answers before.
Yeah.
And Jason, this is a question for you. What advice do you give to fathers who say they cannot financially support children if they have to go back to school? Like a father who telling the child, Daddy can't help you because Daddy had to go back to school.
Well, I think a big part of the financial situation with a lot of people is certain jobs we don't like, we don't like to do. We don't like people seeing us doing things. As the man, they always say the man is the breadwinner. It is your role, regardless of what type of work it is. You need to go out and do it. Even if you ask somebody, I could cut your yard, say I could do. It must have something. And the opportunity is there, you know. We don't like to go on gigs because we don't want somebody to see us cutting that person's yard. We don't want to be seen in a certain light. Even if somebody comes to me and tell me, hey, I have this booklet here, I don't have enough money to get these items on the booklet, so I had to go back to school because I did it in the past. People came to me and asked me for money to send their children to school, and I gave the money willfully. But if you come to me and ask me for items on a book list, yeah, I can go and get that too. I know you're not what my money is being used for, to buy books for this, to help this child. Because at the end, if you don't want to deny a child assistance, if you could, and then in the future that child becomes deviant and come to rob yourself, when you could have probably helped that child along a different path by financially assisting. But I think there are lots of jobs available. It's just that people don't want to be seen doing particular jobs or being seen in a particular light because they're doing a particular job. We are breadwinners, we had to go out and do it. But once that is what you have to do.
I think the question is like an adult, a father. He doesn't want to support his children because daddy, will tell the mother or tell the child that he can't help you, because daddy going back to school himself. And daddy studying his education and not thinking about the kids' education. That one too.
Oh no! If it's a case where the parent is actually going to school, I think that drives the parent more to have appreciation for education and they would make a more concerted effort to get the child back to school and ensure that they're doing their work up to a particular standard and that kind of thing. To me, when I was doing my degree, to me, I had a better understanding. I had more drive to push my children to do well because they too watching me and they saying, okay, he's at this level, I need to get at that level. I Even now I still push my children to speak Spanish. As I push them all the time. And it so happens that a Venezuelan family moved in right next to us. So now they're watching it like, oh, you're really telling us to learn Spanish because they see the importance of it now. But once you could show the children the importance of education, I don't think your education as a parent should supersede your child.
Well done. Well, this is a panel that full of expertise, full of the guys that I need around to help the generation and the future, and to help us teach our governments. No politics today, mind you, no politics. But to help them to know that the curriculum need to be changed so that our kids, as we hear today, and we hear that one father say he recognized that kids are learning so fast, so they are learning what they are seeing now. The past that we have in our school curriculum, some of it is not needed right now, and some of the things that was mandatory to us is not all that important now, because the kids are, as you say, moving faster than we believe they could ever move. One father said on the live that what he was doing at age 9, what he was doing, no more questions right now, what he was doing at age 9 is what his daughter is doing now at age 3. So this evening, without further ado, let us welcome our sister, Joan Phillips Pierre. Gentlemen, we have a woman on board.
Thank you.
We have a woman on board. Now, Joan, just don't get too ahead of yourself. This is not Mother's Day.
Okay.
But you know, as the men bigging up their wives and bigging up women, I tell myself I need a woman on board to help to big up men. Because although you were treated in a way very not nice enough to speak about, and we have Luke Lashley on board too. Welcome, Luke Lashley. Gentlemen, Luke Lashley.
Good evening, everyone.
Yeah.
Happy Father's Day to all.
So let's hear from Sister Joan Phillips Pierre.
Thank you.
So who is Joan Phillips Pierre? And why it was important for your schoolmate and your friend Cora to bring you on this evening. So this evening, as you enter my life, I ask our God Jehovah to chaperone you and to keep you in tune as you are and focus as you are, and you are in the midst of a lot of testosterone, of which you are not a stranger to. And we are here with our brother Luke Lashley. He just joined the live also. Brother Luke Lashley is the one that introduced us to Kieran and Jason Diaz, and he knew of Alan John before, because Alan John was on a live before, and you also met Alan John on my live before. You know of him. So tell us, who is Joan Phillips Pierre this evening?
Okay, I'm from Belgarden Canal, Tobago. And
Joan, can you raise your camera so that your head will be up a little more?
okay. All right, ma'am. Okay,
Hold
guys.
on.
Happy
No.
Father's Day.
Go
What's that?
higher. Lower the camera.
Okay, I'm using my phone, so I have to
Yeah.
just adjust.
A little lower, a little higher. Take it. You went up a little too high. You have to
Okay.
be in the same. Awesome. Look at that.
Okay. All right.
Just 1 minute. 1 minute.
Okay.
We also have a fashion show coming up. A fashion show that our brother Luke Lashley he has organized for us a little talent show on Father's Day. So it's a journey. You're gonna be seeing more men. Men gonna be modeling. You understand what I'm saying? And yes. So you are on at the time, and I'm telling Jason Diaz, let his patience be virtuous and stay on the show. So take it away, Joe.
Okay. Happy Father's Day to everyone, and
Thanks.
also to myself.
John, you have to go. John, you have to drop your camera.
Yeah, I'm holding it in my hand, my phone, so
so
my trip a little.
So keep
Yes.
it steady. Right there is good.
Okay. So I am from Canal Hill, Belgarden, Tobago. I attended Belgarden EC School, and from there I attended Roxborough Secondary School for 4 years. And I got pregnant in school and I left, and nobody told me to leave, but I left. And I moved on. I moved on from there to Trinidad. And from Trinidad, I moved to the USA 40 years ago. And along the way, there were many hoops to jump over. But at this time, I am now the administrative supervisor at night for a hospital in the county covering 345 beds.
Ooh.
And
So from a high school dropout, hello,
yes, ma'am.
getting pregnant at age 16,
Yes.
went through all your hoops, like you take care of were you a single mom at that time or you were married?
Absolutely. No, I did not get married until I went to my green card.
No,
I
we
was a
can't go
single
there.
mom.
We can't go in that avenue, but then you won't marry.
No, ma'am.
No, you won't marry. So as a single mom, we have fathers here who was on the live before. I hope you were listening, so you see the direction that these men have spoken about before you joined the live, and how important it was and it is for men to be there for a woman. And you as a teenage mother, how hard was it for you?
It was very hard. I will say I started off working as a babysitter from age 16. My child was 9 months old. And from there, I worked in, home, what do you call it? Maid, I should say.
Housekeeper.
Housekeeper, right. Housekeeper. And from doing the housekeeping, I moved to Trinidad where I worked in a hotel in Chagaramas. Shaka Cabana Hotel. And from Shaka Cabana, I left for the US and I came up here. That is in 1980.
How hard it was for you? Did you get help from family, friends?
No help. I had to do babysitting with a family that I never knew. And of course, there are a lot of hoops there too, because I wasn't working elsewhere. But I pursued to get my high school diploma so I could go to college, because I came up with one aim. America.
Don't you kind of don't be jumpy, don't rush. Tell us about being a mother in Trinidad and Tobago without any help and have to do jobs. Where was your baby?
My grandparents kept my baby. My grandmother and grandfather.
You grew up with?
I grew up with them from baby, and they took care of my child from 9 months when I went looking for work. And I used to go home like during the week, like twice a week. And it was not easy. So after that, me don't jump. What else do you want to say on that part of the
Yes, on that level, you are here as a teacher.
Okay.
Was your first child a boy or a girl?
It was a girl. She's a girl. And the hardest part for me as a mother, she was only breastfeeding. And I could not, it was hard to leave her because all she wanted was that, and I could not have been there like every day to actually give her that breast milk. So we had to compromise. And from there on...
No, we ain't going on yet. No, you're rushing. Where was the father of your child? And who was he?
Well, the father
was a working man?
The father was not around. Because as teenagers, because we have the kids when we were young, the father was not around. So that there was no help from the father. And then...
Where was he?
He was in Tobago. But was not helping. Because there were people in the villages said different stuff about the child is not his and whatever. So there were some setbacks. So yes.
And where was his family? You didn't...
They acknowledged what the people said. So they acknowledged what the people said. So I was on my own with family.
So you didn't find favors in them?
No favors, no.
So how that made you feel, Joan? Were you embarrassed because of your school peers and the people around you and your family? Because we all know that our parents, whether they're grandparents or their mother or your father, they do expect better from us than a baby, especially in that time.
Well, I was embarrassed, yes, but as I said, perseverance leads to success. I did not sit there. I moved on. And no job was too little for me to do to make things work. Because I knew I was going to travel and that would be a rough road to travel. So I stuck to my plans.
So this is touching this evening. And a lot of people will see you now, but they don't know from whence your strength came and how you could persevere and your tenacity. So tell us what it was like to make up your mind to leave Trinidad and Tobago to come on a vacation. You understand me?
Yes.
Did you come with your child?
No, that was a very painful part because when I left Trinidad and Tobago, I had baby number 2. So I had to leave the 2 kids with my parents, my grandparents, and to come up to the States. I came, and should I move on about I came with a status was permanent.
Yes, but John, we are going to stay put in the fatherhood. You know you have another date with this show, right?
Oh, okay.
No, you have to say yes so that people would believe that I'm not cutting you off.
Right. No, I understand.
You have another date, I think it's next week or sometime with the show. Where are you going to come and tell us about Joan and the journey of Joan Phillips Spear? But we're here today and I want you here to teach young women and to teach young fathers how they're supposed to behave. Even if they're not working, but you bring a child into this world, you are part of a child or a human being. Tell us, Joe. Tell them.
Okay.
Help these men who talk before you.
I applaud the young men who are online because they stood up to their duty as a father. Regardless what people might say, you were the person who was with the woman. Do not turn your back on her because of what family say. because you knew what transpired between you and the woman. So stick to your point and take care of your children. Okay? So I applaud the men on live today.
And to those
And
who
the women,
want to know,
and the woman, I should say, keep your head high. Don't let anyone pull you down. Perseverance leads to success. But again, the men that you have on the live, Mama Coco,
look at the camera. People are saying for you to look in the camera.
It's hard for me to hold it and talk because I'm moving my hands too. Anyway, for the men that you have online, I have to say, I have to congratulate you guys, and you should mentor more young men so they can follow your footsteps and use you as a role model. You guys are awesome. Because I wish I had that when I was growing up. I had no brother, I had no siblings to help me. I was the only one have to toil and make it for my kids.
Mentally, Joe, what it did to you?
Mentally, because I'm a strong-headed person, I really just was actually focusing on moving forward. I was not looking backward at all. I was just looking forward and see what can I do next to get out of this poverty and this problem. And that's why I'm here today.
So did you have any input in the training of your child, of your two children without father?
Well, the input when I came up here, my first husband, he was like a father to the children. I mean, they used to be ganging up against me sometimes, but they were very respectful to him up to this day. And I have to give that is George Pierre, that's his name. I have to thank him.
There is where you get the Pierre from, because you are Joan Phillips.
Yes. And I have to say thanks to him because he's the one that did my papers for me to stay here permanently. Then I have to say thank you to Joseph Fiorello, who is my present husband.
Testosterone.
He's awesome. And again, the Tobago and Trinidad way, my children have to respect them. Otherwise, Mama Coco, you know how we roll. Respect.
So you were fortunate to get married, and the both gentlemen that you got married to, you still keep them close because of how they treated you and your children.
Absolutely.
I just want you to highlight men, because if I really can't speak the way you speak right now.
Right.
From a personal point of view, I have a little grinding with a certain size of axe. But that is not going to be on my show. You see, that's how you said you move on. Yes. I would say I let go and let God. I make him the principal, the principle and the principal of my movement and my life. And what I want out of life for myself, my children, and for the young people that I am given the opportunity to speak to enhance their life and to project them into the future. I have a different axe to grind, and I think I put the axe to rest. Yeah. So you having a chance now to tell us about what you want to see men who would meet a woman that already have children, because we already have Jason Diaz giving that message out, because he also did what you are talking about the men that you met and what they did in your life for your children.
Well, I would say when I got there for 23 years, my first husband, he really helped me with the children for 23 years. I was married for 23 years. And the kids moved on, they grew up and they moved out. my second husband, which is Joe Pirello, he also the same thing. We still help the children. And he is really, 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 I mean, he's like a mentor to them also. So I'm very fortunate that I have the two men that I'm very close with, because my ex-husband and I are very close. I'm still, we still talk, and he comes down and do things for the kids, for the house and everything. So I never had an enemy with him.
So you would be telling us now that you have gratitude for the both men.
Yes.
What about the father of the first child? Where is he now?
Well, he's not around.
When you say not around, is he dead?
Yes.
Well, may his soul rest in peace.
Yeah.
Because as you know, I said before, fatherhood doesn't come with a playbook.
Yes.
Motherhood either. We all learn by doing stuff. Many young men doesn't even know what it takes to get a woman pregnant. Many young women don't even know their own cycle, their own menstrual cycle, so they can know how and when to go about having fun, because it's all fun and game until that baby is there, and preparation must be made before the baby comes into the world and after the baby comes into the world. So today you are a survivor, and you survive because of your strength. You survive because of your wisdom. What part did church and spirituality play in your life?
Well, when I had my first child, I was Catholic. I attended the Catholic church, and I used to go wait on every Sunday, never miss mass, wait for the priest and drive up to the church with him, and then he would drop me back. So I was really active in the church until I left for Trinidad.
So you used to go to Roxborough Catholic Church or Delafour?
Roxborough Catholic Church and Delafour too, but I did more of Roxborough.
So you want to tell us that that praise and thanksgiving secure you to move forward?
Yes, all the time. Yes.
Well, Joan Phillips Spear, you have added so much. So I want Brother Diaz to speak to you or say something to you today as the only woman on this panel.
Well, June, I heard you mention something that I was saying before. You said that you had to do whatever it takes to care for your child and to ensure that your child has sustenance. And that's why I was mentioning before. And ensuring the same thing, that they have to do whatever it takes to ensure that their children are well taken care of. It doesn't matter if you have to probably go through the mothers. If you want the mother not good, you could go through the grandmother. You could go through somebody, to have somebody who she is good with, who you could go through to get, if it's financial assistance or whatever, to the mother. But it's based on if the father wants to do it. Because if he don't want to do it, he just wouldn't do it. But it is an avenue that could be explored, and most people just the slightest sign of anything, okay, that is it. I done. I don't want to have nothing to do with her, the child, and that's so wrong. Because at the end, it has all the other brothers are saying during the intercourse, it is your responsibility. You went there, and this is the outcome, and now you have to deal with it. Not that you could deal with it if you want to, but you have to. It's your responsibility now. We just have to be responsible.
So, Joan, people might want to know, why she bringing up this with Joan? Joan, how old is your first child?
She'll be 51 in December.
Yes. So you guys see that this is not a new problem. This is not a new pain. And it is not a newness when it comes to society and the way women are treated and how men supposed to step up to the plate. So let me ask my great happy friend here. I love this guy, Kieran Knight. Tell Joan something.
Well, I must say, June, hearing your story, it is amazing what women go through. Sometimes, they say men strong and thing, but women, I don't know, boy, women could carry a lot. Look at that, she was both mother and father. She had to find a way to mind the child, through her grandparents, which thank God for that. And, anytime I hear stories about single mothers and single fathers, one thing I know for sure, the child will get mine. Just to say it like that, the child will get mine. Something will happen, it will work out. And look at what she had to do, what she had to go through. This is so tough. So I know you are a very strong woman. You could give just why you go through there alone. You could teach a lot. People could learn a lot from you. And sometimes I think some people go through situations like this to teach others. Because if there's a young girl right now who's a single mother, you could talk to them and guide them right through. And they wouldn't want to do anything like get postpartum distress or want to commit any suicide or them kind of, those kind of things some women go through. It's very, very tough for them. So to have a person to lean on. So I'm glad I meet you on the life, So if I bounce up any young woman that going through the situation, I could direct them to you, right? Yes. Because what you went through there, and Mama Toto, these are the things I'd be saying. The newspaper always printed murders and all kind of thing in the front page. Is this supposed to print the heroes thing? This is Miss June is a hero. Miss June didn't give up. Yeah, Miss June didn't give up. Miss June sit down, analyze the situation, and that's something women does do real fast. I realize that my wife does that real fast. All they does analyze a situation quick and know what to move. All right, there's the situation. The father don't want to mind the child. Who I can look on? You sit down, you think. Grandparents, right? All right, I'll go foreign. I'll go work. I'll come back and you know what I mean? All just are so amazing. So amazing. Hear the story. This lady should be given the national award for that. Yeah. Just for that. Yeah. Clap everybody on the live and a clap she. Everybody on all the people who commented, I have to send some clap emoji for you. Yeah, that I so much, man. That is amazing. That is amazing. I had 2 children and I don't know how I could have mind them children without my wife. So God bless you, Joan. And it's so glad to hear people like you and Miss Mama Toto and everybody on the live that do talking like this. These forums need to be pushed more on television. It need to push in more people face because you all are people of great strengths. I sit down here and I listen to all. I learning a lot too. All the happy, I learning. I taking this and I putting it into my hard drive. And just thank God for you, Miss Joan. And I love your story. I love your strength. And you see, and there's our next thing to a big up all Tobago woman. There's our next thing. My mother was from Tobago too. Yeah, big up Tobago woman, all the different. Yeah. Yeah, I love Trinidad woman too. No disrespect to nobody. But Tobago woman, my mother displayed some kind of strength, just like what Miss Joan say. Sometimes father bring home money and it's not enough. My mother would turn water into wine. All they had Jesus and all that. This kind of way. So God bless you. God just bless you. I love this story. I love it. Yes, we guys need to appreciate women. I heard Alan say that we need to appreciate women. Or they carry child for 9 months and look at what you go through just to mind your daughter. Your daughter must really love you and just hug you up, mommy. But as they must be like,
Listen.
yeah, every day is Mother's Day for shit.
Don't close off, Joan. Join us next week with Joan Phillips. Joan Phillips Pierre. Yes, Forello. She never put Forello onto her surname as yet. But Joan will be up on one of my lives next weekend where Joan will be Joan. You will hear about Joan. You will hear about Joan's journey. You will hear about Joan's life. You will hear about Joan's schooling, her educational journey, what she does right now. You will see Joan garden. She plants everything from Trinidad and Tobago, okra, ginger, turmeric, corn. You will hear about Joan next week. You will hear about the grandmother that Joan is and how great of a grandmother Joan is. You guys didn't see Joan yet.
Yeah.
So now we are going to, I wanted us to hear from Alan before we pause for a slight musical interlude. Hello. Thank you, Ashley. Look, Ashley, prepare for us a program, above all programs. So let us hear from Alan speaking to your Mama Joan.
Okay. Good afternoon to Miss Joan Phillips, Pierre Forello. Well, my name is Alan, as you know, because I see it is the Plenty and Mama Coco live. I just want to say, I enjoy your story, and when I hear a story like your story and Mama Coco's story, first of all, I want to say thank you for taking your Sunday afternoon where you could be somewhere with your family to join the live with we as young men and giving us that extra encouragement. Because you could be somewhere drinking some wine, your foot cock up, getting a little massage or some kind of thing, but you choose to come and interact with us here as young men. We want to say we appreciate you guys from our heart. We really want to say thanks so much again. And well, I'm waiting for next week to see more of you and some of your stories, because when I hear stories like you all, it just gives me the drive to keep going through all these circumstances that I went through.
Okay.
So we are going to be having some music now, and maybe people singing. I'm not too sure. The organizers keep me kind of in the back. That you Luke Lashley, you're awesome. Hello, and here we have one of the featuring. Oh, what's going on here now? Welcome. I didn't get your name. All I know, you're cute.
No volume. No volume.
No volume. She's singing away though. Can anybody hear?
I'm not hearing.
We will have to go back because we need to hear this beautiful singer, Betty Forsyth. Joan wishing Tobago right now because Dolphin and Jack store.
Yes.
Betty Joan can't come here. We are not.
I'm homesick.
Joan, you could tell people how many times you go to Tobago. That is part of your show next week. But how many times you go to Tobago and how many times you went to bury someone in the last year?
Last year I went home about 9 times. So right now, I had like about 7 people died in the space of a 2-year period.
Wow. The 2 people that was murdered in Tobago, they were
very
her
good
friends.
Real close friends, yes.
The husband and wife team. So
Yeah.
Joan buried one of her daughters.
Yeah, but my daughter died 5 years ago of cervical cancer. She was 32 when she died. She was diagnosed when she was 22 and she died 10 years later. And she was the real Tobago girl.
Yeah, she used to dance. She believed in culture. She used to dance and sing and perform.
Yeah.
Yes.
But she was born in America, but embraced the Tobago culture.
Well, yeah. We are cultural parents. We don't make jokes.
Yes.
So Joan have a lot of story to tell. Tune in when Joan would be giving us a life story. And to see the strength of this, to see the true strength of this woman and how much she's still best friends with her schoolmate.
From 11 years, but Miss Betty Foster Martin. Since we were 11 years, we like siblings. We fight, we do everything together.
Yes. Yes, Elizabeth Foster Martin, Betty Elizabeth Foster Martin. They are friends from children. Yes, and I think both of them almost did the same things as young women. Yes, they are my schoolmates too, so I am privileged to make that joke. Mama Coco will be introducing the parents of TNT Award for Perseverance.
Okay.
That is good.
Right?
Thank you so much. Thank you.
What is the most surprising question that your child or children have asked you? Any one of the many here? Because we want to talk to Luke Lashley. He just can't be giving us all this good treatment and we only hear from Luke Lashley. Yes, Luke? So can someone answer this question? Is there? Who's gonna do it first?
That's Amir.
Okay. Let's try the music again. Let's keep the question, but we're trying the music now. We want to hear something. This live is 2 hours 47. Yes, let me see. Hi, hello.
What's going on? It's the volume.
We don't get in any volume still.
No song.
No, we
Scary.
so we're not hearing her. So
Oh no.
is there any surprising question that your child ever asked you or your children? Just let us keep it PG, the answer. Okay. Kids just come up with the roughest thing.
Oh, okay. I will come up with one, right?
Yeah.
My last daughter the other day, me and she chat a lot. My last daughter, I can watch yesterday on Facebook. I was cleaning the yard. She'll come and she'll bring some water for me to drink when I clean in the yard and so forth, right? So the other day she see a wedding picture with me, my wife, and my big daughter. She said, "Daddy, how are you not in the picture too?" so it's important sometimes to try to get it done now. Try and marry before you have any kids, or tell them why they are not in the picture, or what, or a husband and a wife supposed to be married first. She wanted to be a part of the picture
She was in
too.
the belly.
She didn't born yet. So she seen a picture with my wife holding up my elder daughter. So she's saying, "Daddy, that is my surprise question. How I am not in the picture too?"
That's a deep question.
I don't know how to answer.
Jason, you had any questions that was asked surprisingly?
My question. Oh, my children wanted to know that apparently they too colluded on this question because they wanted to know if we had sex like if we do like an appointment to have sex, because my children started sex education early because they started in primary school at standard 3 or something. So my thing, well, our thing was we didn't want any children teaching our children sex education. So we started early. So one of the questions coming out of one of those talks were, how do we have sex if it's like an appointment?
That's a very good question. Because many people should really make an appointment so we'll know what and how to. I love that question. That question, I love that. Ready to scream it. That's question for the ages. Question for you write a book.
Oh, God.
So the next person on the panel answer. You had any question, any surprising question asked you? Mr. Knight?
Come in, Karen. We're here for you.
Muted. Right.
You have to answer.
Right. Well, I sit down here and I'm trying to remember something that they asked me that surprised me, and I can't really think of anything right now, but they always asking some questions that has had my eyes open, and it's mostly directed to my wife. But there's,
I love
yeah,
that.
I trying to remember something.
That's honest.
But it has surprised me so much, They are 3 and 5, and they just move like they're 9 and 10, you know. And it's always directed to my wife because she's the one who more. Okay, Mama Coco, you was gonna say something?
Yes, Joe, I'm coming saying, Mango Man, your children too small. Don't try to too much in me.
Yes, she right in the small, but there's still some surprising things there, but I just directed to my wife. Go and ask your mommy what she think about it. Yeah, she does want that to suit.
Robert Wendell Dexter is asking, what was your answer, Jason? Jason gave the answer.
Oh, Robert, my answer. Can I answer?
Yes, yeah.
My answer was, when we started sex education with my kids, one of the questions coming out of that talk was, how do we have sex? Do we do like an appointment? Do we set an appointment? Like a night now, we set a night, okay, 8 o'clock, Wednesday night, like that. If we have an appointment to have sex.
Oh, God. I get weak. If I never get weak with a show tonight.
But today on Facebook too, I saw a memory where they were two of them was talking about who loved daddy more. I love daddy more. No, I love daddy. This one say infinity times infinity. No, I don't know what have. Somebody say I love daddy infinity cube. Somebody say, well, my daughter said I love daddy infinity cuboid. Well, I saw that today. I infinity cube and infinity cuboid.
I tell you, they put you on the spot. If you ain't ready yet, please get ready. So let's get an answer from Joan. Joan, I know you out of parenting, but you have grandchildren right now.
Oh my goodness. I can't. Come back to me.
I remember. Not even from Georgia. Georgia's so witty. Not even Georgia.
I'm trying. I have to no, that's
Next time.
Georgette,
That joke.
you have to censor that one with Georgette. She was very she was very assertive. I have to kind of run that to you.
Yes, I know.
Yes.
I know Georgette and her wit.
Yes.
She's very witty.
Yes.
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 So, Brother Luke, here we are reintroducing the people to our Brother Luke. Hi, Brother Luke.
Hello, everyone.
Yeah, man, Luke.
I am home.
So, Luke, you know these guys here. These two guys, you know them because it's because of you we have them today. What a choice.
Yes.
Round of applause.
Thank you.
So, Luke, you are not a
I
fan.
not as yet. However, I have 2 godchildren, and still need to start to seek for my future wife and then their kids. Whereas I have other siblings who already have children before my dad got married, and I was saying that I want to be the one to really break the cycle. I would like to get married first as well, and then
So,
have kids.
are you on this show telling us how single you are and disengaged?
Yes, well, I've been working on my self-development, and as well I mentor youths as well, so yeah.
Looking to see if you are going to remain single
Yes,
and engaged.
I am free, single, and disengaged. I'm looking for a future wife who have good qualities. Yeah.
What are the qualities that Brother Luke is looking for? I wonder if I can help you.
Well, firstly, they must have, I believe, in Jesus Christ, first of all. Secondly, there must be, let's say, open-minded. Someone to make me laugh, who can also inspire and motivate others as well. And yeah, who could manage money as well for business, So yeah.
And who will?
Other things I want less.
I didn't hear that when I was trying to read something on my screen.
And other things I want less. I just see quality in them,
Okay.
Yeah.
What about the food?
It has to be.
Can be able to cook?
He has to be.
Of course, they must know how to cook very well.
He has to be.
I know these days most women can't cook,
Right.
but
He has to be bootylicious.
that's a plus.
Additives to the pot. Like the seasoning that they're selling to you. What is the name of the seasoning again?
Yes.
A pot or top. What is the name of the seasoning? I don't really use them, because most of them have MSG in them, so I really don't.
Yeah. Well, that's why I decided to make my own seasoning, which is called LLW
Here you go.
green
So
seasoning.
just coming to say, well,
You know.
tell us about your entrepreneurship, and then we will go into your fashion show. Brother Luke, he has
Okay.
organized
Well,
a show for us this evening, and I am waiting. But before we do that, can you speak of yourself? Can you speak of your business? And can you speak about the men that you chose for us to listen to today? Such a development, such an upliftment to men, and such a directive, positive move that these men show us today, and all because of you. Thank you. A round of applause for Brother Luke Lashley.
Thank you. Thank you. All right. Well, again, my name is Luke Lashley. I am the founder and CEO of LLW Holdings Designs, which have many umbrellas under, such as graphic design, visual arts, photography, wire bending, winemaking, and jam are now seasoning. And it's like someone who is very creative, and I try to utilize my God-given talent, and as well would like to be able to inspire the youths, the young one coming up, right? I also have a nephew who also have a passion for art, which I'm kind of guiding them along as well, right? Because art kind of keep you more reserved, help you with the more communication skills, how to express yourself, even though you're going through some emotions and hurt, right? Like for instance, I heard you all mention about some fathers are being wrong. My mother also been a single parent, and she always tell me, don't worry son, one day you will become a man and be independent. And right now she is mother and father in one, so I always keep that behind my head.
You said she's part of your business.
Right, so I always keep that behind my head. Yes, she is. Right, so she is the secretary of my board company. I just need to get her more involved, and also support her for her company as well. Because I get all the creativity from her.
So what is what are we seeing here on this screen? This is your LLW.
Right. So
Look
yes, this is my company. I registered last year. I had a change of business name, and this is the name I'll be going with: branding, photography, design, art, wine, etc. So when you see this brand right away, you will be able to determine or distinguish that this product that represents Trinidad and Tobago. Because I like my culture in Trinidad and Tobago as well, and I want my product to be able to stand out in the world, and everyone needs to recognize this brand and see what it have to offer, right?
So
in the design.
Okay. I heard you said something about wire bending. So is there a future for carnival costumes and stuff? Because you said something about wire bending. Tell us about that, and then we introduce the fashion show.
Okay. Well, based on the wire bending I did, I took part in Canva like once, designed my own costume under the University of the West Indies. But because of church, and what they influence, I kind of keeping away a little bit, but yet still I feel I'm missing something. So I decided, you know what, I need my creativity to be shown on a greater stage, and I would like to get more involved in it. But I know many may not like that decision, but I make up my mind. And besides the carnival arena, I could do like design as in creative sculptures, right? So I just show you one side, and if you all could see it good, yeah.
Oh,
So like actually like create pictures, so and do like wire bending and so forth. Yeah. Oops.
That's a deep form of talent there. Yes. So you can use metal. You can use metal and do your wire bending stuff also. Your design.